Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Anna and it is my pleasure to be your host for your Virtuagym System Training Part 1, the Coaching and Apps module. I hope you're settled in and comfy as we're about to get started. To make sure that this flows smoothly and to value everyone's time, I will not be stopping the webinar for questions and everyone's microphone will be put on mute. Nevertheless, my colleagues are on standby with the chat window, which you can see right here, and they will be taking your questions throughout the webinar, or of course you can wait until we take our pauses in between the sections to ask your questions at that time. That way you don't miss out on any information shared. Or better yet, keep track of your queries and then email them in to us for more in-depth personalized answers. And the email is support@virtuagym.com. That's support@virtuagym.com. And I will be using the company's example portal. It, of course, has already been in use, and it may not look exactly the same as yours looks right now. If you're just starting out and have not had your portal styled or have not completed your academy fully, then probably you're missing some of the items that you will be seeing here. But don't worry, that's what we're here for. I will explain how to set everything up and where to find the tools which you will need to get going. Okay, let's get started. So as I mentioned, welcome to your community page. This is the first page that your clients will see when they log into your portal. Some of you may have already had the portal styled while others are doing it themselves. And of course, you are more than welcome to reach out to us with any questions or if you need help. But nevertheless, all portals start out very basic, so they will be gray at the top. You will not see any of the menu icons there. So let's take a look at what actually makes your portal come alive. So these icons that you see here at the top, they will help you navigate your system. These are not the icons that your clients will have available to them. So you have different types of icons. So let's take a look, where do they all actually reside? If you look at these 9 small squares here, if you hover over them, it will say My Apps, and you click on those, you will get your apps menu. So all of your icons are actually hiding right in there, and you can easily select any of the items from this portal and drag them up into the menu bar or back down if you don't need to use them. You do not have to have them in the menu bar at the top. It's just for a quick navigation. But if you prefer to have a clean bar at the top, then of course you can easily drag them all back down here and not even worry about them. And of course, you can also rearrange the icons just as you can easily discard them back into the menu. You can put them in the order of priority depending which parts of your system you will be using the most to kind of allow ease of access. So also, I wanted to point out to you right quick before we deviate from this part, if you click on the More Apps tab right here where you see the plus, not only will it show you all of the apps that you have available, but also if you scroll down to the bottom, you will be able to see that your clients are able to download the proprietary app for the meal plans as well as for the fitness app. So whether they have Android or iOS, we have those copies here, and all they have to do is simply click on the one of the tabs and it will take them into the online store to purchase these items. So they can do it from their phone, or they can just as easily go to their online store and just type in Virtuagym fitness app and it will pull up the fitness app and of course the nutrition app. Now, the thing that I would like to point out to you about the nutrition app, very much like Facebook and Facebook Messenger, once you download the nutrition app, your clients don't actually have to go and log into it separately every time they wish to access their nutrition. It will be then available to them directly from your main fitness portal, or if they like to keep it separate, of course, they could have both on hand and ready for access. Okay, so let's go back to our community page, and we can always do that quite easily for pretty much every section of the portal just by clicking on our company logo here at the top left. So your logo will be displayed here, and you can simply click on that logo and it will take you back to your community page from pretty much every section of your portal, regardless where you are. So let's take a look at your options here. So of course you are able to edit the group information, which will allow you to change your welcome message, change the image, as well as the background of the community bar. Make sure to go ahead and take a look at it and personalize it. That way you can make the portal look as welcoming and as personalized as possible. Of course, you have probably already noticed the option to create a poll. Polls are a great way for you to get to know your clients better, as well as their wants and needs, and maybe even do some market research. So, for example, I am interested in introducing acupuncture to my clients, so I have asked them a couple of questions to see what specific aspects of acupuncture would be of interest to them. The polls, as you can see, are anonymous, so two people have voted. I have no way of seeing who voted, and that is a great way for you to truly get your client's opinion without them having to worry that maybe they will not give you the answer that you wish for them to give you. And of course, you can create several different types of polls and then find out what kind of services maybe your clients are more inclined to request, whether they're more interested in working out in large groups and large classes, if that's something you're not offering right now, or maybe they're more interested in semi-private or complete private, or maybe they just kind of want you to leave them alone. So all of these are good things to know. And as you can see, some of our clients actually just prefer chocolate cake. That's also a good option as long as you keep working out. So how do you create a poll? It's very simple. You would click on the create a poll option and put in the question that you would like to ask your clients and give them a couple of options for the answer. Once you hit submit, the poll will appear right here on your portal, and your clients will be able to take it and provide you with the necessary information that you're seeking. Also, before we move too far away from this section, you probably have already noticed the sliding banners. Now, sliding banners are a great way for you to promote your business in many ways. For example, you can put up your Facebook page or your website. You can also advertise any kind of community events that you're organizing or you may be taking a part in. But also, it's a great way to make a little bit of an extra cash. So as you can see, I have martial arts gear company and healthy meal delivery company. They're both local in the area, and I put their banner there. If my clients click on that banner, it will take them to the website of that business where they will be able to place an order. So how does that benefit you? You can do basically a tit for tat advertisement. So if you put their banner on your page, maybe they'll put your banner on their page. Or another way is simply rent out the space. So you could rent out the space for 5, 10, 15 bucks a month, depending, of course, on the size of your community and what you have to offer to them, and basically run the advertisement for a set time or indefinitely. Completely depends on your agreement with that client. So how to set up the scrolling banners, I will actually be showing you much later once we go into the business settings. If you are anxious to find out more, you're more than welcome to jump in here. It is under the marketing section, but we will not be going into the business settings in this part of the webinar. It will be in our part 2 webinar. But for now, just keep in mind that this is something that you have available. And of course, you're always welcome to explore on your own. Speaking of exploring on your own, make sure, if you have not done so yet, to go into the academy and complete it. This will guide you through your system setup, and it will be just as helpful as going through this webinar. So make sure you don't miss out on all the tutorials that we have available here, as well as wonderful articles on support and advice, to help you make your business not only personalized, but also very successful and thriving. And of course, we have the chat option available right here in the bottom right hand corner. If you click on that chat option, it will give you an opportunity to speak to our representatives live. Of course, it is during the office hours, so if you are needing help, if you're a night owl, unfortunately, you may need to wait a couple of hours for either our US or our Amsterdam office to come in to be able to assist you. But always feel free to send in a message, and even if we're not at the office at that time, we will respond to you the minute we get back in. Okay, so in this section, you are basically able to post messages, articles, videos, photos, very much like the Facebook page. You're able to share, you're able to follow your clients, and your clients are able to follow you. They're able to give you likes on the posts that you make and leave you comments, and then other people can like those comments. So it's a great way to create an interactive community. And our studies show that the more involved your clients are within your community, the more likely you are to retain them. So make sure to post things frequently as possible. So the same way that somebody would wake up in the morning to check their Instagram, check their emails, or check their Facebook, you want your clients to wake up and go to your portal and see what is everybody else saying, what is being posted, what kind of messages of encouragement that you have shared with them for the day. So to post things here is very simple. You would click on the post section, and you have the option to just type out a message. You can attach images from your computer. If you are attaching a video, I would suggest that you use YouTube. It tends to have a little bit less problems with videos being deleted the way Vimeo does. But when you do take the URL for YouTube, make sure to take it from the top of the URL bar, that long URL that they provide, rather than the small URL that you would get under the video. That tends to have a more direct link and less problems with the connection. So once you post the link here, it will appear just as a normal video on YouTube as you would share anywhere else on social media. Okay. And speaking of the community group, so of course this is the general community page, and you don't want your clients to feel isolated. If you start posting a lot about nutrition, people who are not that into nutrition will eventually stop checking the page. If you start talking a lot about yoga, people who are not that interested in yoga will also get discouraged. So kind of treat your community page here, the main page, as your living room. You want to share information that will pertain and be interesting to everybody. But of course, you do have to share specific information that is necessary for certain groups of people. So how do you do that? And for that task in mind, we have provided you an option with groups. So this is your main group. This is what you start out with. If you look in your portal right now, you will already have a group with your business name on it, but otherwise that section will be empty. In my case, I have gone ahead and created several different groups, things like nutrition and yoga, as well as advice on vitamins and supplements, and so on and so forth, and even a group for my staff where they can communicate freely about internal goings on of the gym. Or if you are working independently, you're able to communicate with your staff as they move from location to location. And the great thing about these groups, other than the fact that you're able to post things that are specifically related to that group, for example, let's take a look at the nutrition section, is that not only are you posting things here that all of your clients are wanting to see and hear. So for nutrition, I can post all about nutrition all day long, and my clients are going to eat it up no pun intended, because that's exactly why they are here. But also, you're still able to create polls within each individual group and ask people's opinion about specific articles or specific needs and wants. And of course, you can edit group information, manage group members to kind of give you a better idea as to what is happening within each individual group. Now, when you create the group, you get an option to invite or add clients. So, what is the difference? Invite means they will receive an email saying, "Hey, I've just created this awesome group for nutrition. Would you like to be a part of it?" And your client can say, "Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. It's what I've been dreaming about my entire life." Or they can say, "You know what, not today, maybe next Wednesday." However, if you select the add clients option, that will not give your clients an option to say yes or no. If you click on add clients, you would simply select the clients that you would like to be a part of this group, and you would click add. And at that point, they are added into the group. It doesn't ask them, it simply puts them into the group right away. Of course, they have the option to leave it. It's not, they're not trapped in the group, but this way it makes it so much easier to kind of control who goes in and out. But one thing to keep in mind, if you do send an invitation to your client to join the group and they don't accept it, you will not be able to then add them manually. You would have to wait for them to accept the invitation. So decide for yourself what kind of model you want to stick to. Do you want to invite them and leave it up to them? Or do you want to add them right away and just let them leave if they don't feel like they should be in that group? Now, my favorite part about these groups is that they have privacy options. So when you go to create these groups, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. If you click on add new group right here at the top, it will take you into the setup, and it's very, very simple. It's a one-page deal. You put in the group name, the description, you decide if your portal has more than one language, you would of course need to create this group in more than one language. And this is the cool part. You have the option for the group to be public, private, or secret. So public is just like my nutrition group. Anyone can join it, anyone can be a part of it. It's open and welcoming to everybody. Then I have a private groups. And so private groups, again, completely up to you what you would categorize as private. But for example, in my case, you probably saw earlier, I have a group called Just Us Girls. So there's some information that's being shared that, you know, us girls like to keep to ourselves and not give away our secrets to the boys. So I would have to ask the clients to request permission to join, and then I would decide as the moderator, do they have access to that group or not. But this is my favorite part. There's a secret option, and secret option means that no one can see the group, no one can join the group unless you as the moderator send them an invitation. And why is that important? In my case, I have a group, Fight Depression with Action. So in that group, I share nutritional facts as well as workouts and things that are designed specifically for people who suffer from depression that would aid them in controlling their moods and their serotonin levels. But these people usually would not want to share personal information like that with the rest of the world without their control over who receives that information. So it's easier for me to keep the group secret. If I find out a client is suffering from depression, I would let them know, hey, I have this group where we support each other, where we share information and keep each other going. Would you like to be a part of it? If they say yes, fantastic. I add them in. If they say no, they don't have to worry about it. They're not part of it, and no one else needs to be part of their personal business. So these are great options. What you set as your public, private, and secret is, of course, your choice and your personalized options, but go ahead and take a look at that when creating your groups. And of course, you get to decide who is able to post within those groups. Employees, are the comments allowed? Do you want your members to be emailed when you post something within the group, or maybe when someone is commented? All of these things are up to you to decide what kind of privacy as well as notification settings are for each group. So that is our group section. So here's what I was saying, the Just As Girls section, nutrition, the Fight Depression with Action. I also have a group for exercise buddies to allow people who are not fans of working out by themselves to find a friend to work out with on the same day or maybe go to class with and things like that. What kind of groups you create? I would definitely be interested to hear about that, but this is just to give you some ideas. Also, speaking of encouraging your members to participate, if you take a look at the leaderboard option here at the top, and I'm sure you've noticed there's quite a few options here at the top. I'm not going to go into all of them. We are limited on time. So I'm just going to touch upon the things that are most important and most interesting to you. And then the rest, I still strongly suggest that you do take a look at them. They are there to help you and personalize your business, but we will not be going into all of them just for the sake of time. But I do want to mention leaderboard, and the reason being is leaderboard is a great way for you to encourage your clients to register their workouts within your system, and not only the workouts that they do with you, but also anything they do outside of their time with you. So maybe they went for a hike on Saturday, maybe they did yoga in the park on Wednesday. All of these things can be added into their personal activity calendar, which I will be showing later on. But here it will basically calculate their progress, their fitness points, their calories that burned that month, and the minutes they've spent exercising. As you see so far, Tabitha is the only one that has logged her information for this month. But if we go back to even months like March, for example, you can see quite a few of the clients have been registering their information, and you can see it tallies all of that information, even gives you information where the clients are from if you deal with a lot of international clients. But why I'm pointing this out to you is that you can track from month to month each time to see who are your top 3 clients, what are they achieving, and you can create a reward system within your location or within your business that basically says, hey, top 3 clients with highest fitness points, calories per and minutes spent exercising will receive a reward. What kind of reward? Maybe third place would be a t-shirt with the gym's name. Maybe second place would be a free personal training session. And then first place maybe will be a huge discount from a membership or a goodie bag with a bottle of water and a bag and a t-shirt and a hat with your business name on it. So any way to encourage your clients to take part within your system more frequently, stay focused on their fitness goals, and as well, of course, any excuse to advertise your business to the rest of the community. So that is your leaderboard. Check it out and definitely encourage your clients to be a part of it and try to strive for those top 3 spots. So now that we're done with the community, with the leaderboard, I want to go into the challenges section. So challenges is right here in between the leaderboard and groups. So if we click on that, what are challenges? Well, challenges are a great way for you to keep your clients encouraged and motivated outside of their time with you. So just as leaderboard, just as groups, just as your community page, everything is designed around client interaction. To what extent you want to be involved in your client's daily life, that's your choice, but you can take it as far as you like. You can create workouts, you can create groups, you can encourage them to stay active and focused every single day. So within these challenges, you have quite a few options. You have challenges that restart every week. So for example, the swimming challenge we have going on here. So it's ended and it's ready to start again. We also have individual challenges, for example, like this one, do 25 chin-ups at once. So it's a goal that the clients are going to work for. So there is no end date. If I sign up for this challenge until I am able to knock out 25 chin-ups in one go, this challenge will not be complete for me. Also, you have things like cumulative challenges. So maybe 1,000 reps of squats. So I don't know how many of you guys can actually knock out 1,000 reps of squats. I definitely can't. But if I slowly work towards that goal, achieving that final number, that 1,000, is definitely going to make me feel motivated to try harder and push further. But some of my favorite challenges are cumulative as a community. So this challenge right here, lift a baby elephant. If you didn't know, baby elephant on average weighs 200 pounds. So if any of the clients are lifting any amount of weight and they're part of this challenge, then that will be added towards their progress. And of course, you are able to join the challenge if it's open for everybody. You can invite people and add clients much the same way as you would do within the groups. So, how do you create a challenge? If you go back into the challenge menu, you have two options. You have add challenge and new club challenge. What's the difference? If you click add challenge, it will basically create a challenge within a entire pool of Virtuagym challenges. You can still find it, but it may take you a little while. So if you're creating challenges specifically for your clients, you want to create new club challenge. So let's go ahead and click on that. And that will give us three options, three target goals overall: body metrics, performance, and body composition. So you decide what is your final goal with that. And of course, as you can see, quite a few of these challenges are pro only. So if you remember during your demo with your account manager, they probably talked about the pro option quite extensively. So pro option allows your clients to have certain access to your system that they would not be able to have if they do not have that pro membership. So one of them, of course, is challenges. Some of the groups can be restricted to pro members only, as well as some of the workout videos, nutrition plans, and so much more. If your clients don't have pro membership, then they will not be able to use the system to its full capacity. So you can either allow all of your clients to have the pro membership, or you can upsell it. So a lot of gyms and a lot of personal trainers add $2 to $3 a month extra to the memberships to give their clients that opportunity to have the pro membership and to be able to have full access to the entire system with no restrictions. Whether or not you wish to do that for your business, that's definitely something you should consider. Maybe for your initial clients, give them all pro and then just wait for the new clients and then start selling completely your call. So let's go ahead and create a challenge. So let's say, for example, maybe we want to do something like lift weights. So you select the option, next step, and this is where you personalize it. So is this a challenge created for a person in specific, or can it be a group challenge? So we'll leave it a group challenge. Then you decide, is it a private challenge, invite only? Now, remember, if you make this a private challenge, make sure to join it yourself. Otherwise, the minute you create it, you will not be able to see it because you're not part of it. So don't forget to do that. And then also, of course, is it a pro member only challenge? Do we want to add up member progress, or is it an all-in-one kind of thing? How many winners can be in the challenge, or maybe everyone can win? And then what is the purpose of the challenge? So it's a weight-lifted challenge, and is our purpose until the goal has been reached? Maybe there's an end date, which will put a ticking clock. So let's maybe put an end date. So let's say the end date will be, today is 4th of June. So we'll say 4th of July. And then our goal is weight. And what is the purpose? So total cumulative lifted, let's say maybe 100 pounds. Whoops, how do we get a zero there? Here we go. Or maybe it's as much as you can, but we're going to say 100 pounds cumulative. So next step. And here you can decide on what is the name of the challenge, give it a description, and change its image, how it appears within your portal. But these two are really the most important parts, because once your client achieves this challenge, they will get the reward, they will get the title. So here you can see our word name, the Dominator, and then this is basically the image of the award. And once they complete that challenge, they will get a congratulatory notice saying, hey, great, you've achieved this challenge. This is amazing. Let's share this great news with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues. So it gives them an option to share it on their Facebook or on their Twitter. And if you are able to put your business name, whether it's within the award name, so for example, maybe mine will be Valhalla Fitness, the Dominator Award. Or maybe you are great at graphic design, you can create your own award images. And then that way, when they advertise their achievements, their friends, their families, their colleague, they're able to see your business name there. And of course, the more they share, eventually they'll be like, hey, what is this Valhalla Fitness? What are these awards? What's happening? Why do you keep posting this? And they'll be like, hey, I have an amazing personal trainer. I go to an amazing gym. They challenge me and keep me excited about working out, even when I'm not with them. And look at all the amazing results I'm getting out of it. And they've just given you free advertisements. And I'm all for free advertisements. So for me, this is a wonderful idea. This is a wonderful opportunity. So I would definitely suggest that you take advantage of it. Okay. And of course, don't forget, if your system is in two languages, make sure to create these challenges in the languages that you have selected as a secondary option. So once we click next step, we are going to basically overview the reward. Are we happy with it? Are we happy with the challenge? If we are, we go click save. If we're not, we go to the previous step to make adjustments. But I am happy with what I'm seeing, so I'll click save. And now, as you can see, the challenge has been created. And look at that. There is a countdown clock that is creating a sense of urgency, pushing your clients to achieve these goals. So this is a great way for you to push your clients to do better, to do more, and of course, make sure to join the challenge yourself. And then you again getting a congratulatory notice saying, hey, you have joined your challenge or you have completed the challenge, and here are the options to share it on social media. Okay, so this is it for the challenges section. Don't forget to join. Don't forget to add your clients. And for now, let's go ahead and move on from here. But since we're speaking about joining the challenges yourself, I want to show you a section. If you have noticed here at the top, next to your name, there is a drop-down arrow. If we click on that drop-down arrow, we have an option between a professional and a personal profile. So what is the purpose of that? Let's go ahead and click on the personal section. This is your view of what your client's portal would look like. So when your clients log in, their portals will look just like this. So they will be able to personalize it. They will be able to style their own banner. They'll be able to put in their picture, pick their display name if they would rather not share their personal name, as well as control of what information is being shared here at the top. They can give each other thumbs up. They can write each other messages. So this is a great way to communicate, not only you and the clients, but also the clients between themselves, to create that sense of community, which is what we're striving for here. And of course, it will keep track of calories burned, minutes that they've spent exercising, distance they traveled, and fitness points that they've earned. All of that goes to the leaderboard. Do you remember we talked about leaderboard earlier? That's exactly where that information is going to go. And again, if your client is very private, they have the option to keep this information to themselves and not share it with the rest of the group. Some people are not particularly keen on sharing these kind of achievements until they reach a certain goal. And speaking of goals, progress pictures. So if you would like for your clients to keep track of their progress pictures and see for yourself and for themselves how far they have come, this is a great place to do so. And just like on Facebook, your clients are able to follow you and you're able to follow them and keep track of their progress within the system. You can post items on your notice board and even give each other thumbs up and messages so you can keep that community going. So as you can see here at the top, your clients also have their own menu icons. Some of them are similar to what you have, but of course they're much more restricted than what you have available as the administrator of the portal. So let's take a look at what they have. They have things like workouts. So any workouts that you create and make available for your clients to access, think of this as your workout library. This is where they will find them. Your online shop, if you have an online shop as an option, then your clients will be able to go here and purchase their next package for workouts or nutritional training or any other service that you have to offer. The schedule will let them see what you have available and book a time with you without having to call you and email you and message you and harass you basically to find out exactly what you have going on. So they'll be able to just click here and make their reservations. Their nutrition, so again, they can keep track of the food that they've eaten, as well as maybe you have assigned them a nutrition plan. They can keep track of that nutrition plan as well, and their own activity calendar. Remember, I mentioned that earlier about writing down whether they went for a hike or for a yoga or jogging or any other kind of fitness activity. All of that can be entered into the activity calendar. And of course, things like challenges, which was we just looked at now, and their own progress tracking. So all of these things are available to them. And I know right now you're thinking, well, wait, can we go into those things, go back? We will, don't worry, but let's go ahead and move on for now. I will definitely touch base on each and every one of these options as we go through our training. But for now, let's go ahead and look back at the drop down arrow. And remember, I was telling you that your clients can send each other messages and you can send messages to them. So if a message comes in, this will say one or two, depending on how many messages they've received. And this drop down arrow will pulsate slightly to alert them to the fact there is a message waiting. Of course, they are able to go into the account settings, and within these account settings, they can go ahead and change the display name. They can decide what kind of units they wish to use. Is it inches and pounds, or maybe centimeters and kilograms? Those are all the options that they have available to them. So if you have clients who are from Europe, they are able to use different units other than inches and pounds. And of course, speaking of personalizing the profile, they can put in their own picture, they can upload their own banner, but we have a couple of banners for them to choose from as well. So if they're not particularly tech savvy, you don't have to worry about it. And again, I would encourage you to speak to your clients about making sure to fill out these sections, because our research shows the clients who invest more time into styling their portal and laying it out and personalizing it, they're more likely to use the portal. And if they're using the portal and they're using your services, they're less likely to fall off the wagon and eventually fall out of your business. So you definitely want to keep them motivated and excited and feel like this is the place they want to go. Some of our most successful clients see their customers logging in over 33 times a month, which means they're logging in at least once a day, whether it's to log their workouts or to log their nutrition, but they're logging in, they're putting that work in, they're putting that dedication in. And by seeing each other work so hard, they're also keeping each other motivated and encouraged. So you want that for your clients. You want them to put in that time and efforts. And of course, another option, speaking of international clients, we have the option to use 24-hour format, or if you unmark that box, then it will switch from AM to PM. and the option to change your date format to better reflect what it is more comfortable for your clients to use. Also, I know you have the option to make your portal in 2 languages, but let's say maybe your main languages within your portal are English and Spanish, but you have a client from Germany and their English is just not so hot. So they find it just much more easier if the navigation section of the portal was in their native language. Not a problem. If they go to the language section and click on the drop down arrow, we have over 10 languages available for your clients to use. So they can select whichever language is most easiest for them to navigate the system in, click save, and that is the language that all the instructions within the system will be made in. So a great way to, again, make the portal more personalized, more comfortable, and simple for your clients to use. Now, within the email settings, they can decide how many notifications they wish to receive and for what. So you can, one thing to remember, whatever you set within your settings here will be the general setting for everybody. But once they go to personalize and make these amendments, they can personalize the portal to their needs and wants. So don't feel like you're kind of making a decision for everybody. You will just set a general standard and then they can deviate from it to make it more comfortable for their personal use. And if at any point in time you or the clients are not quite sure exactly what the section is for, if you see this little eye, you can hover it and it will give you more information on that specific section. Okay. Email password. If your client would like to change their email or change their password, they can do so here without having to ask you to do it for them. But the most important part is privacy. I know in US specifically, clients are very sensitive about the information that they share. So this is your way to give them that comfort level that only the information that they want to share with the rest of the community will be shared. If there's anything they wish to hide, for example, maybe like progress pictures, they can easily do so. So there is no invasion of privacy happening here. They have full control over it. And speaking of privacy, as you have probably seen millions of emails from various services like Facebook and Google and everybody else, the GDPR law is coming in. In fact, it's already in effect. And of course, we do have to abide by it just like everybody else. So if you later on, further down the road, need some help with your portal, if you're having troubles or have questions and you would like for us to take a look at your portal, make sure to go to the account settings, into the privacy, and move this toggle over so it's blue. And then that will allow Virtuagym to have access into your system, and we will be able to come in and take a look and see what the problem is. And it only gives us a limited time access. So if as soon as that time runs out, we will not be able to access your system again. So just like your clients can have their privacy respected, we also respect your privacy to your information. So just don't forget that if you need help with your system at all, make sure to first, before you place a call, before you send an email, come into the portal, move over the toggle, send us an email, or if you call us, just say, hey, I've already granted you access. Could you please take a look at this problem that I'm having or this conundrum that I'm experiencing? And we will be more than happy to help you. And again, just to remind you, you can always go ahead and jump into the chat window right here, and we will be happy to help you. Now, the final part in this section that I want to point out to you is the connections. So a lot of the clients love their wearables. So we directly connect with Fitbit. So if your clients have Fitbit, it's quite easy to do. They need to log into their Fitbit account. They need to open that account for connection with us, and then also come here and connect us to their Fitbit. If your clients are using other iOS or Android devices, while we do not connect to them directly, the Apple devices can be connected to Apple Health, and the Android devices can be connected through Google Fit, and then we will connect to Apple Health and Google Fit that way. But if you have any further questions about this, of course, feel free to ask us in the chat or in the email or send us the message right now in the comments section. Okay. And just before we leave from this section altogether, of course, don't forget to visit our help section. We have tons of great articles and blogs and success stories to share with you and that you can use to improve your business and give better quality service to your clients. So at any point in time you have any questions and need any help, jump on over to the help section and you'll be able to receive even more information. Okay, so for right now, we are going to go over from the section back into the community page. And I'm actually going to go ahead and give you about 1 minute break so you can ask the questions within the chat window. Do not forget, it's right there at the bottom of the webinar window. So just type your question in there if you haven't yet, and my colleagues will be more than happy to go ahead and answer those questions for you. Okay, so just a quick minute and then we will move on. All right, welcome back. And excuse me, as you can see, we have just finished the community page, groups and challenges, leaderboard, personal profile, and account settings. And now we're going to move on to clients and staff. So if you're still asking questions, don't worry. Our representatives will answer the question in order that they come in. And at the end of this webinar, not only will you receive the recording of the webinar itself, but also the transcript of all the questions asked and all the question answers given. So don't feel the stress of having to watch the comments rolling in, but also just go ahead and relax. Let's move on with the webinar. And once you receive the transcripts, you will be able to look at the answers in detail. And of course, don't forget, you can always email those questions to us and you will receive a more personalized answer based on your business needs. So let's go ahead and move on. Now I would like to talk to you about your clients in more detail. So for that, if you have not sent us in your member import, don't forget the form should have been attached to your original welcome email. If you are not quite sure exactly what you did with that, not a problem. Just let us know and we'll resend the spreadsheet to you. But one thing I would like to point out to you, of course, if you have less than 20 clients, I would strongly suggest that you go ahead and import them yourself because practice makes perfect, and 20 clients is exactly how many you need just to feel comfortable with the process. Whereas if you have more than 20, then feel free to use that form, but please do follow the format of the form because if the format is not followed, it will be more difficult for us to import the clients and it will take longer, which of course would be, I'm sure, very frustrating for you. So just go ahead and take a look at the form layout and follow the format, fill that out and send us back in. But the most important information that we'll need from you for your clients to be imported correctly is first name, last name, and email address. The rest of the information is trivial and can be added in later on if you so choose so. One thing I do want to point out to you, you cannot have two clients sharing the same email address. So if you have a husband and wife or maybe a parent and a child, Just try to make sure that they have different email addresses for different client, because they will be using those emails to log into their portal, to log into their apps. And if the email is the same, the system is not going to know are they logging in the husband or the wife, the mother or the daughter. So just make sure that they have their own individual emails attached to their own accounts. So that being said, let's go ahead and go into the clients and staff section, which is these two shadowy outlines of people. So let's click on that. Of course, I already have quite a few clients added. Nonetheless, this will give you a good idea what it will look like once the clients are imported. So you are able to see who has Pro membership. You're able to see when they were added into the system and when they were activated. And you're also able to see your client's health status. What does that mean? Do you see how here on the right you have green dots, yellow dots, red dots? That basically means how long has it been since your client was last in the system. So if you look at the green dots, it means it's been this month, very recently, last few weeks. But then as we go here, we have a couple of clients who haven't been in since early May. And so they're now kind of a little bit in danger of dropping off. I should reach out to them and see what's going on, why they haven't been in so long. But then we're actually going even further. And as you can see, it shows them in red. That means they haven't logged in a very long time. So they're definitely in danger of churning. So I need to make sure to reach out to them and find out why they haven't logged into the system. Maybe these are clients still actively coming in and working out with me, or working out within my gym, but they're not using the system. So we want to make sure that they're still logging their workouts, their nutrition plans, anything that they do into the system. You want to make sure that all of these dots are green. So how do we add clients into the system? So as you can see here at the top, we have a blue button that says add new client. So if I click on that, then a form opens up. And if you remember earlier, I mentioned that all we need is first name, last name, email address. That's exactly how this works. So we put in first name, last name, email address. You can leave the rest blank, or you can fill it out as you see fit. And once you have saved this, if you go down to the bottom, you can click add, and that will create a new client. So let's go ahead and create one just for test sake. So let's say, for example, this client's name is Amelie and her last name is Spencer. And then I'm just going to give her an example email. So for example, this one, let's change up the numbers a little bit just to kind of throw it off. And I can change male to female or put in the birth dates, but I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to just leave it as it is and click add. Once I have done that, you can see that now it has created this account, and I have the option to activate the client manually or to send them an invitation. So what's the difference? If the client is right there in front of you, you can click activate manually and it will take you through all the steps and request all the information that we actually have missed out here just now, and also will allow them to create their login. So confirm their email address and add their password. However, if the client is not standing right in front of you, or maybe you just don't have the time to do so, you can simply send them the invitation and they will receive an email which will invite them into your system. And once they activate it, they will have access to it. So let's quickly take a look what else is available here. So, of course, their general member ID by which you can search them in the system. But if for some reason you need to add any extra information for the custom export field, you can do so here. The next part that is, I think, of utmost importance, first of all, of course, is this client a pro member? If they are not, you can just leave it. But if they are, you can activate the pro membership and decide on which day it will start. You can also just as easily, so let's say we will start them at some point in the future. Maybe they will start actually July 1st. You can also decide maybe it's just a part-time pro membership. So you can go ahead and delete it. And again, you can delete it and the client will reset back to not being pro. The other great option is tags. So if you have different clients coming from maybe a corporate sponsor or maybe specific groups, or maybe if you have very specific nutritional groups, you can create your own tags to add to the client so that later on you can find all the clients that pertain to that specific tag. So for example, if you take a look at my tags, I have 20K training tag, over 45 specific insurance companies, or maybe they are sponsored by their work to come to the gym. Also, we have holistic health or specific days that they're available to work, or maybe they're on selective nutrition. So all of these things I can select as a tag for Amelie, or I can add a different type of tag. So to add a tag, it's very simple. You simply click add a tag and type in what is the name of the tag that you wish to add to them. So maybe we want to say, maybe her tag is friends and family. And then you know that this person is actually part of the crew. So you click add new tag and there we are, friends and family. And also maybe she is part of ASAP Insurance and she's probably part of our holistic health. So there we are, these tags are now added and now I can find Amelie just the same as I can find anybody else who is a part of this specific health group. Okay, so next, if we go into coaching, this tab right here, you can see that you can attach a specific goal. So what is she interested in doing? So maybe her goal is to lose weight and shape. You can add more information as you wish. You can add information on her medical history if that is important. Once you add training programs and nutrition plans, this will show up here as well. And then you can decide, and we will look at that more in depth once we go again into the business settings. But are your all coaches have access to all of your clients, or maybe you wish to assign individual coach to an individual client? So in my case, all coaches are assigned to all clients, but if not, then I would be able to choose from a drop-down menu who is the coach for Amelie. All right. We will touch more upon the rest of these tabs in the next part of the webinar, just because this information will kind of pertain more to the financial section. But I do want to show you there are the options for attaching files such as doctor's notes or progress pictures or any other kind of information you might want to attach, as well as specific notes for your staff in relation to the client. So maybe there's some information you need to share. Also, you are able to unsubscribe a client. So maybe they are no longer part of your club. You can unsubscribe them, get the reason, and find out why it is that they've canceled. One thing to remember, when you unsubscribe a client, we will never delete your client from your system. So they will always still be there for you should they decide to return. So this information will remain. They will just stay inactive. They will not be counting towards your license. And should Amelie decide to return, I would simply go to inactive clients and reactivate her again. Unfortunately for Amelie, she will lose any personal information that she has added to her profile, but fortunately for you, you will retain this information here. And of course, should you have controlled access into your facility, you're able to connect discount card to do that. And maybe Amelie is really amazing and really having a great time being part of my business. Maybe she is somebody who is good at finances or management, or maybe she's training to be a coach. Then I can easily change her to staff without having to create a separate account for her. Now, speaking of staff, if we go ahead and hop over to staff overview, just as client overview, you have exactly the same layout. And to create a new member of staff, just as with a new member of clients, you simply click add new employee. The only difference here is that you have the option to assign privileges. So just remember that your staff, if it's a coach, and that is what's on your license, coach is somebody who creates and assigns nutritional plans and workout plans. If it is a Zumba teacher, then they can easily be left as a standard employee and not count towards your license. If you're not quite sure exactly what privileges do each of these sections have, you can simply click again on the I and it will provide you the information that you need to see what privileges does each of these positions hold. And of course, you can also give your clients some color so that way when they show up on the schedules, sorry, not clients, employees, when they show up on the schedule, you can easily distinguish them at a glance. And with the great dashboard that we have available, you're able to at a glance see exactly which classes and which coaches are the busiest. So that is quite simple, but if you're ever stuck and you're not quite sure exactly what section does what, within the settings, we have the option for a mini academy. So just as the large academy here, if you click on the mini academy, it will actually walk you just through this little section here. It's a very short part. It's much shorter than the general academy. It's just specifically for the page that you're on. So definitely take advantage of that if you're ever stuck and not quite sure what to do. And again, I'm not going to go into each of these sections, but please do take the time to look at it yourself and make sure that you're familiar and comfortable with these different options that you have available to you. And if you have any questions or any problems, you can easily hop on over onto the chat and ask us questions. But meanwhile, as we are talking about your clients, I want to make sure that we get to talk about how do you actually coach your clients. So let's go over to one of my more frequent clients, and that would be Isabella. Let's take a look at her profile. She has been with us for quite a while and has built quite a profile, so it will be easier for us to see what a client in full use would actually look like. So as you can see, because within my system, all coaches can coach all clients, I am also allowed a coaching access to her portal. How do I know that? I see the coaching bar here at the top. So coaching bar is a black bar with different color menu icons for different actions that a coach can take with the client. So the coach can have access to their nutrition, it can have access to their online shop, workouts, challenges, progress, nutrition, as well as the personal activity calendar of each and every client. So as I was mentioning earlier, once the client starts to use the system, this information fills up more and more. So as you can see, she already has a workout program assigned to her, nutrition plan assigned to her. She's part of several challenges, and these are her check-ins. So I can even keep track of when she has checked into the facility. And if you are selling products to them, you also can keep track of their credits, which we'll talk about in the next section, as well as different products that they have purchased. You can keep track of their financial system, what they have paid for and what they haven't. Maybe there's something outstanding that you need to remind them about, and so on and so forth. But what I really want to talk to you about now is the coaching options. So as you probably have noticed, here at the top we have the workouts, and here at the bottom we have workouts. Here at the top we have meal plans, and here at the bottom we have meal plans as well. So what gives? Why do we have same icons repeated twice? So to make it kind of easier for you to understand, if you remember back in the very beginning, I told you that if you create a workout plan, this is basically your client's library. So they're able to go there and pull the workout plans that you have made available for everybody within your system. And same goes for meal plans as well, of course. So if you create these things and you make them available to your customers, they can just go there and assign it to themselves. If you choose not to do that, then they won't have access to any of it. Nonetheless, as a coach, you are able to go and assign workout plans and nutrition plans that are or are not available to the rest of your staff or the rest of your clients. So anything that you assign within these colorful circles will be assigned specifically to this client. But if you actually go here and click on a workout plan or a nutrition plan and click assign to your calendar, you will actually assign it to yourself. So just keep an eye on that. If at some point you went and assigned a nutrition plan or a workout plan and you can't find it, double check. Maybe you kind of forgotten and actually assigned it to yourself rather than done it through the coaching bar and assigned it to your clients. So let's take a look at what exactly this looks like. How does it work? So if it's a brand new client, they've just joined, and remember for nutrition, they have to be a pro member. So if they're not a pro member, you will not be able to assign them nutrition plans. They will not be able to keep track of their nutrition diary. So if they don't have a pro membership, the little green apple and the little green knife and fork will not apply to them. But lucky for us, Isabella is a pro member, so let's go ahead and jump into her nutrition plan first and foremost. So if we click on the apple, it's going to take us to her nutrition plan, which has already been created. But not to worry, let's go ahead and work through it again just to kind of give you a better idea. So we click on new nutrition plan. All right, and it's warning us, okay, you're going to change it. And the system will fill in some of the information that's already available within Isabella's personal profile. But the next part is where you come in. So what is on average, how many hours does she sleep? What kind of job does she have? So she's probably working at an office and she works 5 days a week and actually works quite long hours. She's a workaholic, so she's not particularly active. All right, so we go to the next page. But if you remember, Isabella is 5'6", weighing 115 pounds. So she's actually probably not taking good care of herself. She needs to gain a little bit of weight just to kind of balance it out. So she probably wants to gain maybe about just 10 pounds more of muscle just to kind of make her feel better about herself. And then you have an option. How, by when does she need to gain it? So you can either have it general breakdown, how much time she has, there's even recommended doses, or maybe Isabella has a specific goal in mind for time. Maybe she's going on vacation or something like that. So then she can actually set a specific date in mind, and then this will adjust accordingly. But we're going to leave it on recommended basis and not push her too hard. So we click next. And here it gives us an idea. So your main goal is to gain weight. So your meal plan is to help you build muscle, and it gives you all the breakdowns. But should you disagree, you can simply click on the drop down menu and make it custom. And then you would put in whatever it is that you think is important for Isabella to achieve. But for the sake of the argument, we'll leave it as it is and move on to the next section. Once we do that, the nutrition plan is created for us and it gives us an idea of what exactly it looks like. All right, so now that it's been done, we can come away from here and we can see this is basically her layout by days. And every time she eats something, these bars will go up or they will go down to reflect the days and how she has eaten. So now Isabella has an option. She can either keep track of her food herself and you simply review it with her at the end of each week or at the end of each month, or you can assign a nutrition plan already created with her type of goal in mind, or maybe even specifically designed for her personally. So in which case she's probably paying you a little bit of extra for that. So let's take a look at what exactly that looks like. So let's click on track your food, which, by the way, if you have already done the nutrition plan, you can go straight to meal plans. And from there, you can either create a new meal plan or look at the assigned meal plans and assign them into the client's diary, nutrition diary. So for right now, let's just see how exactly does this work. So here's the layout. Again, if you disagree with the amount of calories assigned to your client, you can simply edit the information and put in what information you think is more suitable. Or Isabella can easily come here and say, okay, today for breakfast, I've had, and then she clicks on the plus and she can search for any product that she would like to add. So maybe she had, in this case, it's quite easy. So eggs are already here. You can look at the details of the product provided. And as you can see here, it says validated. So what does that mean? You'll see two things within the system. You'll see validated and not validated. It doesn't mean the product is wrong if it's not validated. If we find that the product is wrong, we simply remove it from the system. What it means is that our nutritionist in our Amsterdam office has looked at the product and looked at the caloric value, looked at the information put in, and said, yes, this is correct. Not validated means that they just haven't got around to it, but it doesn't mean the information is wrong. So for that, you can simply click on details and find out more about the product entered. So we're going to go ahead and add some eggs into her menu. So for breakfast, she has had, and in this case, we're actually going to go by egg quantity. So she had 2 eggs, and we're going to go ahead and add them to her breakfast. And then maybe she had some whole grain toast. So let's type that in. Whole grain toast. And the system will pull up all the different types of whole grain toast that we have available. Maybe it's a specific brand. Maybe it's just general whole grain toast, nothing specific. But in this case, we're actually going to go with Arnold whole grain toast. And as you can see, it's not validated. So we can go ahead, click on details and take a look at the information. But I'm going to go ahead and select it. And she's had 2 slices. Naughty girl. She's had 2 slices of this bread. So we're going to go ahead and add it to her breakfast. But luckily, it had no butter, so she's not doing too bad. And then maybe she also has had some papaya. And there we are, some papaya, not canned. She's had some fresh papaya. 1 cup, perfect. And then with that, she has had a cup of coffee. So then again, you have different types of coffee available, but this will be coffee brewed from ground, prepared with tap water. Pretty straightforward. And what kind of cup did she have? So we'll say that she's probably had an 8-ounce cup. She didn't go too crazy with her coffee, and we add that in. Now, what you probably have noticed is that every time I go to add a product here, at the bottom, there's an option that says, couldn't find your product. Click here to add it. So if you are looking for a specific product and you're not able to locate it, or you found a product and it's actually not the value that you need it to be, you can simply add your own product into the system. And it's very simple to do. Let's go ahead, quickly click here and take a look at it. So you just put in the name of the product, the brand, add some description if you wish, which category does it belong to, any kind of synonyms that will help other users to find it within the system. And then you put in the micronutrients, and you can get as detailed as you like with that. And then once you have created, you can decide what kind of units it's going to have. Is it cups? Is it ounces? Is it millimeters? Is it milliliters? Sorry. Is it pieces? You can decide. And then you can make it visible for members and staff of your club, or you can leave it private that only you can find it. And then once you hit save, you will have that product added and you will be able to find it within the system. So pretty straightforward. All right, but for right now, let's go ahead and hop back to Isabella and take a look. So there she is. She has eaten this product, and as we're marking that what she has eaten, the caloric values are being counted towards her general layout for the meal for the day. So as you can see, at the moment, her daily advice is 1,755 calories, whereas she has already eaten for breakfast almost 500 calories. So she's not doing too bad. If she doesn't snack too heavily or has too big of a lunch, she's going to stay right on track, and she's going to do really, really well. So we're pretty happy with what we're seeing here. So if she actually only just keeping track of her days, you're not actually assigning her any nutrition, then maybe her breakfast is quite standard from time to time or every day, then she can easily copy this day to another day rather than having to redo it every single time. Or maybe if she put it on the wrong day, she can simply empty the day and delete all this information in one go. But what I really wanted to show you is actually creating a meal plan. So creating a meal plan works exactly the same way. You would simply click add a meal plan, and then you would add the product just the same way as we have added the products now. And then you would name the meal plan, and it will be saved right here into the meal plans. And we'll go there in just a second, but I wanted to show you a really cool option. If, for example, you eat the same type of breakfast, or maybe you actually have a recipe for a soup or a sandwich or a salad. So instead of every time having to write out the ingredients and quantities, and it's just exhausting, you do it one time and then you go to that specific meal or that specific recipe and you select the ingredients that are part of it. And then as you can see here, there's an option to save it as a meal. So if I click save as a meal, it will open up a very much the same section as for creating a product, very similar, right? And then I can say standard breakfast, or whatever it is that I wish to call it. And I can give it again description, what category does it belong to, or I can just leave all this blank. It really doesn't matter. And then all this information is here. I can make it visible for members of my staff and club. The images of the products are here, or I can add my own image if I so wish to do, and save. Once I save it, if I go then back to any of my clients' meal plans, I can easily add them, search for it within this system. So if we click back, you can actually see this breakfast listed here if I put standard breakfast. And there it is. And I can now mark it as my favorite, or I can add it to my nutrition diary. So quite easy. So any of the meals that I have created or I have saved are going to be listed here under my meals. As you can see, there's my standard breakfast slides and then a normal breakfast. Any products that you have added, remember, can't find it, added here. So all the products that I have added are here, which is not that many, because our system is incredibly extensive. So you should be able to find pretty much every product you're searching for. But like I said, just in case you don't, it's quite easy to add some of your own. And then anything you mark as favorite with a star. So for example, if I mark these tortilla chips, I can go to my favorites, and then this product will be displayed so I can easily find it and add it to my meal without having to search for it all over again. So now I already told you how to create a meal plan. So how does it look? So if we go to the meal plans, you can see all the meal plans that I have created. So we have Monica's special. I've created a couple of test ones just to try it out. Then I have lean mean selfie machine, several different types. Oh, I have quite a few of those. I doubled up. And then you can create as many different meals as you like, and then simply click on the three dots and schedule the meal plan to a client. So let's go ahead and select a client to whom we wish to add it. So let's say, for example, Tabitha. Tabitha is a new client who doesn't really have any meal plans added to her just yet. So we click on the meal plan. So remember, what's important is that this coaching bar is here at the top. So if the coaching bar is here at the top, anything I assign now will go straight to Tabitha. So I'm going to go ahead and select the lean mean selfie machine, click on the three dots, and then I have an option to edit the meal plan or straight away schedule it. So I'm going to go ahead and edit it just to see exactly what it is that I'm assigning to her, just in case I forget. Okay, that's a good breakfast, snacks, perfect. All right, so her dinner is actually quite light and another little snack, which is exactly what Tabitha has wanted. So once I'm happy with what I'm seeing, I can go ahead and save it, because if I made any edits, and then here's the option to now schedule it. So I can decide on what date does it start, when does it end, or maybe I just give it a set amount of weeks. So I'm just going to say it's for 4 weeks, and she's going to have this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and a break on Sunday. On Sunday, she can have a cheat day. So we're going to go ahead and schedule it in. So now if I was to look at Tabitha's meal plan, which is exactly what this is. So today is Monday, so there we are. sorry, today is Tuesday. So this was assigned to Monday, and there is the product already added in, ready for her to eat. So as Tabitha eats this product, she can easily click on eaten, and this then gets added towards her daily goal. All right. So very straightforward, very easy to do, very easy to manage. If you have any questions about meal plans or nutrition, again, please feel free to ask in the comments section, send us an email, send us a chat, and we'll be happy to answer them in more detail or more specifically pertainable to your business. However, for now, we are going to go ahead and move on to coaching. We are running out of time, so I just want to make sure that we cover that very quickly. So first thing with coaching is the body metrics. So body metrics, if you click on the little red tab right here, you will be able to see the body metrics that are specifically assigned to each client. And I have quite a few of them assigned here. I got a little bit of ambitious, but I can always delete the ones that I don't want to use. And then I can just as easily scroll down to the bottom and add a couple of more. So very easy, but what is the purpose of this? If you look here, there's a graph. So every time a client adds their weight or whatever metrics that you're using to track their progress within your system, it will create a graph. Now, Tabitha is quite young in our system, so we're not really going to have too much information on her. But as you can see, her weight was registered a little while back. And then if she kept registering it, it would actually create a line going up and down or holding steady, depending on how dedicated Tabitha is to her progress. So it will create a whole layout of information down here to show you exactly what their progress has been, or maybe digress. Okay. So that's challenges in a nutshell. We will talk more about them in our next session, but I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what is available. So let's go to actual coaching. So if we take a look at the workouts, if we click right here on the workouts, then we're able to see the type of workouts. So club plan is the workouts that you have created or your coaches have created within your system. But you can always search within Virtuagym plans and edit them. So you don't have to do so much work every single time. Some of this work has already been done for you, and all you have to do is click edit, take a look at what's in here, and then this is actually a really great new addition that we have added a couple of months back, that if for whatever reason you have forgotten to save your workout, or electricity went out, or your computer crashed, the last workout you were putting into here will show up, and you will be able to pick up from where you left off. So if we click continue, it will populate the workout back into the system, and I'm able to continue from where I left off, which is amazing, because definitely if you put in all that hard work and then it's all gone just because you forgot to click save, it's incredibly disheartening. So these workouts, so as you can see, if you're creating a new workout, you can add in the workout name. So in this, it's a split plan, so we'll just call it just that, split plan. And you, again, if you have your system in 2 languages, make sure to select create the workout in English and then in whatever the second language you may have. And then you can decide what is the goal, what is the difficulty level, how many days a week the client will do it, and how many times it will repeat. So if it's 3 days a week, it will repeat 6 times. So however you wish to design that, that's completely up to you. And then you can also add tags, just as you would add a tag to a client to help you easily find a workout. You can add tags to that. So we can say split plan, cardio, core strength, and so on and so forth. And of course, these plans can be easily printed out, so your clients who may not want to take their mobile phone with them into the gym, they can just print it out on a piece of paper and have the full detailed layout right in front of them. And then when we go to add a workout plan, you can create it for several days. So you would simply click add a day. Or if you got a little bit too ambitious, you can just simply delete the days you don't want to use, or maybe you have created a workout that maybe you are not wanting to use. You can also delete that quite easily. So with the days, you can also name them. So if you can see, this day is mostly focused on leg strength, so we'll just call it leg day. All right, so just type in leg day. And then if we take a look at the next day, and let's see what's happening here, we're also focusing a lot on legs. So we can say that this is a leg day 2. That way our clients can easily distinguish between each day, and so on and so forth. Then if you wish to add any more workouts, if you take a look and say, okay, this is great, but this is not quite everything I want, so let's click add. And here we decide, maybe we're looking for a specific workout, or maybe we just kind of want to focus on a specific body part, like legs in this case. And then we can decide what exercise type, what kind of equipment we want to use, specific joints that this may target, motions, levels of intensity, all of that, muscle groups. You can choose what it is that you wish to add. So we're just going to say maybe we'll add air squats and some deadlifts with a barbell. So let's not add too much more. This is already a quite intense workout. And this is what I was telling you earlier with the pro memberships. If your client is not a pro member and they click on air squats, it's not a pro member workout. So if I click play, I can see the 3D video of Brad Pitt doing his squats. I can see the exact posture and stance, how I should do it to gain maximum results and minimum chance at injuring myself. But squats are quite easy, and most people already know how to do them. Nonetheless, a stiff leg deadlift might be a challenge for newer clients if they haven't really done too much fitness in their life. But if I'm not a pro member, all I'm going to be able to see is just this still image. I will not be able to see the video. But as a pro member, I can click on the video and it will play the exact motion range, exact form in which this exercise should be performed. So again, an extra point for having pro memberships either added as an upsell or an extra service to your clients. And then, of course, you can take a look at these workouts. They can be repetition based, where you can decide how many reps with what kind of breaks in between, or maybe it is time based. So maybe it's actually 60 seconds, 60 seconds, 60 seconds with 30-second break in between. Completely up to you. You can leave your client some notes and maybe on specific something they need to pay attention to. Maybe they have a problem, they lock their knees out, or maybe they arch their back. So you can write the note there for them to keep in mind and not to make those mistakes when they perform this workout. And just the same as with the food, if you click on add workout and you search for the workout but you're not able to find it, just the same, you can click here and add your own workout, which also means that if you have YouTube workouts, you can easily add them into the system as well and assign them to your clients as workouts, just the same. So for now, we're going to go ahead and save this workout. We're going to save it for everyone in my club, but of course the options are maybe just for the employees or only for myself. So maybe Tabitha is actually paying me extra to design a plan with her specific personal goals in mind. And of course, then she wouldn't appreciate everybody else having access to that workout. So I can save it only to myself, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say everyone in my club. It is a new workout plan. I'm not going to make it pro only. I'll just go ahead and save it. And once this plan is saved, you will receive a notification saying that it's been saved. You can then either print it out or you can add it to her calendar. So again, I want to remind you, If this black bar with the client's name and coaching options is not here and you click save, you will add it to your own calendar, not to theirs. So just make sure that is still here. And if it is, fantastic, let's go ahead and add it to their calendar. And when we do so, just as with nutrition, it will ask her for how long is she going to do this. So we're going to time it with her nutrition plan because they're actually going to balance each other out, and click schedule. When I do that, it will actually take me into her activity calendar. So remember, I talked about their own personal calendar. That's exactly where we are now. So not only are we able to keep track of the workouts that she's going to do that we have assigned to her, but we also can see what she has been doing by herself. So if she, for example, wants to go ahead and say that on Saturday she did yoga, then I can easily click on Saturday, add activity, type in yoga, and then we can look for specific poses so she can actually create her own workout. Or maybe we're just going to say that it was Bikram yoga. So it was an actual full class, 1 hour and maybe 1 hour and 15 minutes long. It was quite intensive class. So again, don't forget to switch intensity, high intensity yoga class. Again, you can add notes and more information, but we're just going to go ahead and say, okay. And there we are. There's the yoga symbol appearing in her calendar. So now, as her coach, I'm able to see that she's staying quite active even when she's not with me. And just the same as the workout that we've just assigned to her, once she completes it, she can easily mark it off as done. She can remove it from her calendar. And maybe actually she's too busy today to do it. So we're going to move it to tomorrow. So we click on move to, select the day to which we move it, and there it goes. Now it's on another day, which makes it much easier for her to navigate her time and for you to keep an eye on exactly what it is that she is doing. So you don't always have to go through the workouts to assign it here. You can easily select the day desired and add a specific workout or add a specific plan, and then she will be able to do that. And again, the great part is that once they complete these workouts, there's an option here at the bottom for them to share their completed plan with their friends and family on Facebook and Twitter to again show off what an amazing personal trainer you are, what an amazing gym you are, and how excited they are to be part of it. Of course, if at some point you've assigned them a workout plan and then you realized, oops, wrong Tabitha, she already has a workout plan and I just assigned her another one. Okay, awkward. Let's go ahead and delete it before she sees it. So if you click on the name of the plan, it will actually open up the list of all the plans that she has assigned to her at some point or another. You can see there are plans in use, and then there are plans that have been expired. So we can just take a look on what it is. So there's the split plan that I've just assigned to her, and I'm going to go ahead and remove it from her calendar before she notices my little mess up. Okay, so there we are. That is assigning and creating nutrition plans, workout plans, and keeping track of their fitness. So we are going to go ahead and take a quick little break, sum everything up, and come on right back. So if you have any questions, don't forget to drop it into the comment section, into the question section in your webinar window, and we will be right back, and we are going to finish up with the few little bit of extra sections. So we've just covered adding clients and staff, creating assigned nutrition plans and workout plans. And then I'm just going to touch a base on like 2 quick extra features, and then we will be done for the day. All right. So we are actually running a few minutes over our scheduled time. So I'm going to be very, very quick with this. Let's go back to our community page where everything has started. And I just wanted to show you two quick features that you will find useful. One feature is something that you may have part of your package. The other feature is available to everybody. So I'm going to talk about the feature that's available to everybody now, and then those people can hop off if they do not have the next feature. So if we go to the My Apps, again, the little 9 squares here at the top, and if you take a look at the section that says downloads. So if you click on that, downloads is basically our Google Drive folder that we have made available to all of our clients that allows them access to our different marketing folders. So here you'll be able to download materials for your banners, instructions, posters, videos, and so on. Even text for social media, for example, to encourage your clients to be motivated to work out and things like that. All of these things you can use for your business and make it accessible to your clients. If we go back again, we can take a look at maybe product items and maybe Virtuagym Fitness. Again, you can use these, as you can see, they're on clear background, so they can be applied to anywhere. And you can share it with your clients. You can insert your business name into here. You can use them as you need on your website, on your community page, on your Facebook, any way that you are looking to market yourself to your clients. So we have different types of banners in English and different languages. So all of these things are definitely worth for you check it out, and it's all located right here within the downloads section. Okay, so that is the first part. And of course, the second part I wanted to show you, so that's for those of you who have purchased the check-in kiosk. So if you don't have check-in kiosk as part of your package, you can go ahead and hop off. I'm sure you guys are super busy and ready to go, and I'm sorry I'm taking a little bit longer than expected. But the check-in kiosk basically is the visitor registration. If we click on that right quick, then what you'll be able to see is when your clients come into your facility, or even if you want to use it for yourself as an independent coach, you can easily check them in on your device, on your tablet, or on your computer, and you would just simply click here and type in the client's name, or if their name comes up, you can simply click on that and check them in. And what it will do, it will add them into the list of clients who have registered for the day. So if I go ahead and refresh that section, there it is. There's Alma, and it's telling me when she checked in, what kind of membership that she have. Now, if you actually have a a stationary check-in with like swipe cards or fobs or anything like that, you can even attach messages to let your clients or let your staff know when the client maybe is behind on their bill, or they're running out of credits, or their membership is about to expire. All of these things are an option if you have the check-in kiosk option as part of your package. If you don't and you're interested in it, please feel free to reach out to us and ask us about it. If you do and you need more help with it, or you're curious about all the possibilities, also feel free to reach out to us. So that is basically us for the day. I am very grateful to you for being part of our coaching and ops module webinar, which is part one of two-part webinars. Don't forget the second webinar is on Thursday, so check your local times to make sure that you are available. And again, just to quickly remind you, as I mentioned earlier, make sure to go to Facebook and like our page, and you will be able to have access to a myriad of information on how to make your business more successful and more competitive in this field. And don't forget, we will be sending you the recording of the webinar, and we will also be sending you the transcript of the questions that you may have been asking during the webinar. So don't feel bad if you haven't gotten a chance to ask the questions or see the answers. We will definitely be sending all of that to you. So I will say goodbye now. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day, and we will talk to you soon. Bye bye.